Dominic Cruz says his fight on February 22nd against Rob Font will be his final one. He should definitely be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. Former UFC champion, former WEC champion, won the UFC belt. He was off for 3 years and came back from a serious injury to win it back. He's one of the greatest bantamweights to ever do it. A lot of people wanted to see Dominic Cruz fight Jose Aldo, and since it's his last fight, I think some people will be disappointed about that, but he will be fighting number 9 ranked Rob Font. Chance for Rob Font to add a big name to his resume. Main event is also a bantamweight fight. Henry Cejudo, number 7 in the division, taking on Song Yadong, number 8. Dustin Poirier has only got one more fight left in him. I would love to see Korea, he tells the Korean Zombie. Yeah, fighting is stressful, man. Unpredictable, stressful, unforgiven. But we love it, and we keep coming back to it. The Zombie says, yes, my heart wants to keep fighting, but my body shook whenever I got punches. I feel like I'm not 23 years old when I fight with you. I miss you, and I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm getting old too, man. We get old quick in this game. The Zombie no longer fights. He was honest in saying that he wants to fight, but his chin is gone, and Poirier has one more fight left in him. The UFC wants to do something special for him. Poirier wants to fight one more time in his home state of Louisiana and call it a career. Kyle Bahayo says he will be in Sydney for UFC 312 next month. He says he will be making weight, and just in case something happens to DDP in the main event, just in case something happens to Sean Strickland in the main event, he wants to be there and be a replacement fighter if needed. AG Fights reports that Michael Morales is indeed fighting Gilbert Burns next, and it's going to be April 12th in Miami, Florida. So that is likely UFC 314. UFC trying to build Michael Morales off the name of Gilbert Burns. It's a big opportunity for Morales to break into the top 10 and beat a former title challenger in the welterweight division, because Gilbert Burns is 8, Morales is number 12. He has a lot of hype behind him, 25 years old, 17-0, 5-0 in the UFC, coming off a stoppage victory over Neil Magny. Neil Magny is being used as one of those guys, you know, stop Neil Magny and build a name. They did the same thing with Carlos Prates. They're doing the same thing with Michael Morales. Another guy who wants on this Miami card is Jorge Masvidal. He wants to return. It's his hometown. He wants to return in April on that card. And also Dan Hooker says he is likely also fighting on this card. He said Miami in April. 1 week after Umar Nurmagomedov fights for the UFC lightweight title, Usman Nurmagomedov fights the following week against Paul Hughes for the Bellator lightweight title. This is Umar's take on that fight between Hughes and Nurmagomedov.
Easy fight. It's not fight where you can say he will beat you like everybody know it. No, this guy, you have to be focused on your training. Usman can't overlook him, and Usman have to be focused, and he doing great. We always call each other, and we're talking. He focus. He know it's gonna be a big attention about this fight, and he will ready.
Dan Hooker doesn't give Renato Moicano any chances to beat Beneil Dariush next week. He says Moicano can't out-grapple Dariush like he out-grappled his last 3 opponents. Beneil's too good. Do I see him even out-striking Dariush? It's going to be a hard night in the office, so Hooker probably didn't like some of the things that Moicano said about him in the past, like being placed into the top 5 and not earning that shot. So he says this. Do odds makers agree with Hooker? No, but he's only a slight favorite. Moicano's only a slight favorite in that one. Mel Gibson says he's a huge fan of the UFC. He's also friends with Brian Ortega. He says it's tough watching some of his fights. It was tough watching him fight Alex Volkanovski because Gibson said that Ortega was getting his ass kicked in that fight, so it was hard watching. It was like watching a son fight. Ortega would be moving up to 155 for his next fight. That's what he says. We'll see what happens. UFC don't want to do stadiums in Spain, so Topuria won't be fighting in Spain. Conor McGregor says he wouldn't sell it also. No chance. In Spain, he could sell at a stadium probably, but it looks like he's going to be fighting in America. Cody Haddon will be fighting next month against Ilia Topuria's brother, Alexander Topuria. He'll be welcoming him for his UFC debut. Haddon is 1-0 in the UFC, and he has won 6 in a row, and he will have home cage advantage.
What's up, guys? It's Cody Haddon here, UFC bantamweight. I will be fighting in Sydney on UFC 312 against Alexander Topuria. Super excited for this matchup. It's going to be fireworks from start to finish. Tune in, guys. It's going to be a banger. Let's go.
Bryce Mitchell says he's getting ready to prepare for the winter. He thinks that those fires in LA are not natural. Something very sinister is the cause of all this, is what he says. And of course, State Farm is on it. They just canceled their policies in LA a couple weeks back. Bryce Mitchell's coming off a victory over Kron Gracie. He wants to fight Doo Ho Choi next because Doo Ho Choi called him out. John Lineker made weight, which was always been a challenge for him, but he made weight, but he didn't pass the hydration test as 5 other fighters on one championship's card. GFL, the Global Fight League, says their weight classes are going to be different. Bantamweight is 145, featherweight 155, lightweight is 165. That's a weight class that a lot of people wanted. Welterweight is 180, middleweight is 200 pounds, light heavyweight 225, and heavyweight 265. The league says they're doing this because they're prioritizing athlete health and wellness. The GFL is committed to reducing extreme weight cutting by increasing weight class limits, thus ensuring athletes maintain optimal health and peak performance while minimizing injuries. This approach helps fighters stay healthier and better prepared to deliver thrilling performances for fans. Their draft will be taking place on the 24th of this month. They're assigned to a certain weight class. And fighters who are assigned to a certain weight class can't move down. Fighters are assigned to the weight class they normally fight, and nobody is allowed to jump down a class unless they're established in that lower weight class. For example, a fighter who has fought at light heavyweight will not be offered fights at middleweight. The names didn't change. The threshold for weighing in did, with the purpose of having healthier fighters for the bout. As a result, maybe there will be better performances if some athletes aren't so drained. Also, if you fought at middleweight your whole career, you don't get to jump down to welterweight. The only exception could assume is undersized strawweights who have no atomweight options now get to compete there. You'd be surprised how many fighters there are like that outside Japan. That was one argument that Dana White used to not sign Julieta Martinez at the Contender Series. He said she was too small for strawweight. She's better for 105, but they don't have a 105 division. He also said she was too young at 20 years old, but then he signed a 19-year-old a couple months later. Karate Combat tickets for the 24th of this month in Miami, Florida. Tickets range from $50 general admission to VIP $200 and pit side $2,000.